up, YouTube? We're back for another week's episode of Three Simple Men Making Their Way Through the Galaxy. I'm Tom. With me is Ryan and Mike, and we're still in the Clone Wars Season 2, Episode 2.
Cargo Doom.
Good Lord, I gotta start paying attention. All right, Cargo of Doom. That's where we are. You gotta love Cad Bane. I just gotta say this. You gotta love Cad Bane.
Such a great character.
Yep.
Starting off, we get our quote, overconfidence is the most dangerous form of carelessness. And we pick up pretty much where we left off. Cad Bane has successfully stolen the holocron from the Jedi Temple. And Anakin and Ahsoka are on a mission to ideally capture Cad Bane, rescue Master Ropal, and secure the stolen holocron.
Yep. Unfortunately, we see Cad Bane getting to the Jedi Master first, and they're making their getaway, and we see space battle. I don't know what the planet was, but yeah, we see Anakin's ship just going in, tearing down all the Separatist escort, and we see Cad Bane ready to interrogate Master Rapal for the information.
Is this the first time we saw like space torture?
Yes, I think it is
Because it's like
I mean, we've only seen like Obi-Wan, like, and the when he was captured on Geonosis, we saw him just hanging there. But yeah, this is the first time we've seen torture.
We do see that same prison cell design that I thought was cool in on Geonosis on this one too, where the Jedi are just kind of like hovering in like a energy field or something.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
yeah, I think this was
Obi-Wan in episode 2. Space Jesus, by the way, if you know that meme.
But yeah, Tom, I think you're right. I think it was the first space torture, a little similar to what we'll see in Empire Strikes Back.
It's one of those things where it's just like, even if he's an inch close to death, they shock him, trying to revitalize him, keep him going until he's just like, no more. Give me the information, and the pain will go away.
Yep. Which doesn't work, and Master Ropal dies at the hands of Cad Bane through excessive torture, I guess. So then Cad decides that he's got to go a different route to get a Jedi to open the holocron, clearly torturing them, or isn't going to work. Unfortunately for him, two Jedi are about to arrive.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
It
both
is a
Anakin,
dynamic duo.
mm-hmm. Anakin and Ahsoka, and we see off the bat, they thought they were gonna prepare for ground assault, and Anakin's like, nope, we're gonna board that ship in outer space, and of course you have Admiral Yularen and like questioning, like, oh, how are we gonna do that? We don't have any craft for that. And it's like, and then you just see like Anakin like looking at Ahsoka and Rex, and they're like, oh yeah, we've got these walkers. They're pressurized. They got magnetic feet, and
All right, so we're talking about this scene with the ATATs or whatever they were, the ground force.
ATTEs. Yeah.
Yes. Am I the only one that the first thing I thought of popped in my head was, you ever seen the A-Team movie with Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper, and all that stuff? You see
Yeah.
Jessica Biel goes like, what are they shooting at? Are they trying to just land that tank? They're like, no, we're trying to fly a tank.
Yeah, I
That's what
remember
they
that.
were doing.
Hmm. Yeah, you see an unconventional tactic with boarding a separatist spacecraft, um and you see Cad Bane is he's ready for anything with the Jedi. He's not, he's got quite the reputation. He's not going to underestimate his foe, and he's got anything and everything. He's like, give me the ship's controls into my comm, like self-destruct the ship. Like, I'm getting out of here with this holocron, and I'm gonna get the data. And of course, you got Newt Gunray like complaining about, oh, I lost four of my ships. You owe me money. It's like, I don't care. Like, you'll get your money back once I get this information. We escape. So, um, Yeah, so we see them using the walkers, and at one point too, like I think when Rex was like ready to like call it out, he was like, "Oh, AT-AT 300." It's like, well, that's an ATTE. So I don't know if it was just like an Easter egg or oops.
Mhm.
But yeah, I did catch that when he was like barking orders to get the walkers ready for space assault.
Oh yeah, uh we're actually it's weird to see Cad Bane taking control of a ship. Like, you're not a bounty hunter right at the moment. You're a commander. Like, you're controlling this whole scenario. Granted, you're a mercenary, you're a bounty hunter, but it's like you're in a space battle with actual separatist droids, a separatist ship going up against a Republic fleet. So you're in the war at the moment.
Mm.
So he's assessing the situation like, well, I really don't care about the droids. I don't care about the ship. I only care about getting paid because let's be honest, Newt Gunray keeps egging him off and he gets paid. He'll just probably kill him, but that's neither here or there. But still, he has to assess the situation like, how do I escape? How do I complete my mission? How do I complete this without getting caught from the Jedi or the Republic so I can get that dinero?
Mhm. Yeah,
So we see
he's
him.
like
He says, "Control everything. Put everything controlled in my wrist. Whatever the thing you
yeah,
want."
he was anticipating them going in, taking the bridge, so he like escaped through the ventilation shafts or wherever it was, and yeah, he was just getting everything ready, and he's like, they're gonna come to me. Um,
We also saw Jedi's take out Volter droids on the outside. So it's just like, which was pretty cool. It's just like, oh yeah, the Republic has difficulty fighting the fleet. Separatist fleet with Volter droids. I'm like, well, you can throw a couple of Jedi, secretly hide them on the outside, just walk around as like zoom, 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 start mowing them down.
yeah, I feel like it's also not the first time that Anakin's used these walkers in space, because I think there was that one episode in season one where he had them on the asteroid,
Yep.
draw Grievous in.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's
Yep.
not the only
Yep.
time we'll see a ground assault on the outside of a uh ship mid-flight. We'll see that way later in a different Star Wars adaptation, but it's kind of funny that it's happened before, and you kind of forget that. I will say, going ahead a little bit with the encounter of Cad Bane and Anakin and Ahsoka and the other clones, which then ensues with Cad Bane turning off the um
Gravity generators.
gravity generator and the droids having magnets and CAD activating his, uh, immediately leads to, I think, one of the coolest fight scenes we've seen to date, besides maybe Duel of Fate. And it's also similar to the one where I really enjoyed Mace Windu kind of fight, but this we need more zero gravity fighting in Star Wars because that was awesome.
Yeah.
Just picture
It
Willy
was really
Wonka.
cool.
Just picture Willy Wonka where Grandpa Joe and Charlie take a sip of the fizzy, bubbly drink, and they just float in the air, and you got clones just going boom, 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 boom.
I think it reminded me a little bit more like the scene in Inception where
Oh yeah, yeah, like
Joseph
Oh,
Levitt is
Joseph
okay.
like
Gordon-Levitt. Yeah,
in the hallway with like the no
yeah,
gravity. It was
that was
so
That's
cool.
cool.
better.
I'm digging this. Like I need more of that. I mean, the way they were just kind of flinging with all of them. Like even the clones were doing some pretty cool moves. Yeah, it was definitely entertaining, and I loved every time one of the droids would get cut in half. The top part that didn't have the magnets would just kind of float away. Like that was really a really cool touch. They did a great job with this scene. It was very enjoyable fight
And
scene.
then we had one variable into this where Cad Bane did not realize was that we had R2 who just activated his boosters and he's like, "Hmm, oh yeah, zero gravity? Not anymore."
Well, I mean, I think it was also too like Anakin nearly had the hologram, but as soon as R2 turned it on, I'm like, oh, fell, and unfortunately, Cad Bane was close to Holocron, got
The
away.
two was
So
the hero and then the villain at the same moment.
not
And
a
that,
villain. Just, oops, shit happens.
yeah.
Um,
I'm
but
sorry.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I think, and with the way like Bane had it, I mean, they're just like, you know, he could have like put them in the hangar, but he put them in like one of the artillery rooms, and of course you have that other variable of cannon shells going out and about. So it's like, well, you know, we shoot this, we're all dead, and unfortunately we see a battle droid trip over, like, oops, boom, and stuff blows up, and but we see Cad Bane escaping, and Ahsoka took the bait and went after him, and as Anakin says, it's a trap. Don't do it. Zoink.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
picture that scene right there when Ahsoka goes after and Obi-Wan's like, Anakin, I mean, Obi-Wan's gonna get in a conversation what I'm about to say is like, doesn't Anakin now kind of feel like an idiot? It was like, imagine if Obi-Wan was there, it's like, hey, remember that time on the Battle of Geonosis when I said we'll take them together?
And you went
How do
and
you
had
feel now? How do you feel now?
And he even
Yeah,
said,
don't feel good, do it.
he said, we'll take, he even said,
yep.
we'll take them together.
Hmm.
And Ahsoka doesn't show patience or utilize patience, runs after him into the trap, which is funny because the hypocrisy of her in a little bit after that, saying master patience, and like then
Yeah.
being the one, it kind of leads back to the overconfidence is the most dangerous form of carelessness. I
Y'all
mean,
say one thing and you do the complete opposite. Good Lord. Y'all unconventional.
so she does in fact run into a trap. What was the deal with Cad Bane pulling out a piece of her hair and putting it on his belt?
Oh, the Padawan braid.
Yeah.
I think it was like probably one of those things like to dishonor someone.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that was
kind
Grievous.
of
That
thing.
was
Just
Grievous.
Or is he
Grievous
was
did
he
that
was
with
he
because that was like a form of scalping for him.
I didn't know if it was maybe to collect a bounty. Maybe there's like a bounty on
no,
Jedi's.
I think it was just more like a little trophy. I mean, it's not a lightsaber like General Grievous, but it's just like, hey, I bested a Jedi, and I mean, yeah, I
Think
mean, he was
Cad
calling
Bane
her a
likes Jedi
youngling,
hat.
didn't really see her as like a challenge and stuff, but
Maybe he's a freak. Maybe that's what he likes. Cad Bane likes Jedi braids. Hot take. Give me your braids.
yeah, I mean, just
Again, unless there's some bounty out on Jedi right now that if
no,
he
I think it was just a little
doesn't have
trophy, and I
this,
just a way of like, you know, like, haha, I got the better of you. I'm just gonna take a little something of yours in addition to the lightsaber. So,
interesting. Doesn't
um,
seem very Cad Bane-y, but I would assume he's only in it for the money.
mhm. But yeah, we see,
It's, we're seeing. I mean, we're seeing Cad Bane just completely unorthodoxly or
I
improvises
mean,
his escape plan by using every single little situation where he's just like, I'm going to improvise this. Like, all right, well, Ahsoka's in a holding cell. All I have to do is just press this button, and she goes into space.
yeah,
Like,
he was well prepared. He was. I
he
mean, yeah, I
thinks
mean,
on his
Ahsoka
feet.
might have gotten the better of him in hand-to-hand combat, but she, I mean, to your point, Ryan, like overconfidence is most careless you can be. Like he's like, haha, I got the better of you. It's like, nope, zap, you're out. And then he came well prepared because he had the cuffs that was like, well, yeah, you try to break out, you're gonna get shocked. So I mean, he's very well prepared to take on a Jedi and put Anakin in that situation. It's like, and that was his other tactic. It's like, well, if torturing the Jedi isn't going to work, well, I'm going to use the whole Master Padawan relationship to get to get them to open the holocron. So he learned very quickly from his mistake first time around, and he ended up getting what he wanted, which was
There's a term or a saying for that, folks. It is called divide and conquer.
mhm,
Well, yeah, he also lucked out because it was Anakin.
yeah,
Right? I mean, technically, you would assume many other Jedi wouldn't have given up the hologram
or holocron, yeah.
holocron to save their Padawan, right? Because technically, you're not supposed to have attachments, right? So
Hmm.
it would have just been a well, sorry. So I'm sure some other Jedi would have maybe
Most
would have.
Jedi are like, I'd rather die than give up that this secret information.
Yeah.
But of course, it's Anakin, and oh,
Yeah,
love
trying to have both
boy.
ways.
What was that?
Was that Mike?
I was just gonna say, have Anakin trying to have it both ways, where he'll save Ahsoka and then also get the holocron back. But
Right. The dude it realizes this ain't Burger King. You can't have it your way.
So yeah, and I mean with that, Anakin's attempts half fail. He manages to save Ahsoka, does not get the holocron, does successfully open it for Cad Bane, which is not good. And then Cad's off, and Anakin wants to run after him, and that's where Ahsoka utters the term or the phrase "patience, master," and he goes, "You're right," and doesn't and gives up the chase, which is just weird, very uncharacteristic of Anakin, right? To just be like, okay, and not go after him.
it doesn't help that you have a ship that's self-destructing. And we're seeing this go on. We see different parts of the ship getting blown up. You got Admiral Yularen warning them, like, "Hey, get out!" Like the Rex is like, "Yeah, we're trying, but we're also waiting for Anakin and Ahsoka to get back." So it's quite the complicated situation. And yeah, I mean, the heat of it. I mean, sure, things weren't happening. I'm sure Anakin would have went in head first, and who knows, like maybe he would have gotten the edge on Bane, or maybe his overconfidence would have gotten the better of him, like what happened with Ahsoka.
So luckily for them, though, Rex and the other clones had found a escape, or not an escape pod,
Shut-
a shuttle, and they are acquiring it from some separatist droids. And as they all go to escape, we see, well, prior we see Cad Bane getting encounter two clones, I believe.
Mhm.
And then as Anakin is getting to the ship, you can see a clone and Cad Bane fighting, and Cad Bane get thrown from a balcony uh, into the exploding ship. The clone manages to hop on the ship. Interestingly enough, the clone doesn't sound
Like
like
a clone?
clone.
Yeah,
I don't know if anyone got
the
that.
voice with that, like
No, I caught that
that one
voice.
line.
Had a quite interesting different tone to his voice for a
Listen, let's just not beat around the bush. We all saw it. We all watched that episode. We're all thinking the same thing. Cad Bane put himself in that clone trooper's armor. End
think
of
so.
story. It is him, because we're gonna get to that scene where Anakin goes, "I sense Cad Bane, but I don't see him." And here's my hot take. And pardon my language. Here's my real fucking hot take. If Anakin's saying, "I sense Cad Bane near," wouldn't you go to Rex like, "Hey Rex, have you and all your boys take off your helmets quickly"? I'm approaching this as like a security officer. My mental aspect of it is like, hey, just take off your helmets quickly. The fact that you didn't do it, you're just like, I sense him, but I don't see him. Okay, I'll just disregard it. I'm like, no, trust your gut instinct. But that's my view of it.
Yeah, and
Well,
interesting enough too, it's just like, oh, they see Cad Bane's body, Ahsoka's like, oh, well, let's go after him in the holocron. Anakin's like, nope, let's just get out of here. And
I guess in military terms, that's not a confirmed kill.
mm.
yeah,
But yeah, so with that, I mean, they get back to the ship. Uh, Anakin and Yularen have a little conversation where Yularen's kind of like, I guess you'll consider this a successful mission. And he's like, yeah, the one where I won. Yeah. So Anakin's, being confident, overconfident, saying he won. Even though the holocron's not destroyed, and we see a injured clone with a backpack
yep,
slowly walking in the background of that scene, and cut to credits, and that's the end of the episode. But yeah,
Yeah, that's funny that with Anakin's like, did you get the Jedi back? No. Did you get the holocron? No. I still destroyed the ship, so I technically won. That's like in baseball saying like, how'd you do? I went one. I went 1 for 3. I still got a hit.
Yeah, well, I guess technically, the thought process is that the holocron didn't make it to um the separatists, so
Yeah.
they consider it a win. But
Oh well.
realistically,
Oh, let's find out. Because we got a couple episodes that continue this story. So let's see if Anakin was right or Anakin was just. Let's not talk about this. Let's just. I count my wins. I don't count my losses. But yeah, that was the episode. It was a good episode.
Mhm.
I liked it. Fun fight scene. Love Cad
Yeah.
Bane.
Like
Yeah.
more Cad Bane, absolutely.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, Mike, once again, when are you getting out of hyperspace?
I don't know. That seems to be the safe spot for me. Thank God there's no like gravity generator that can pull me out of it.
Seems like you're just gonna keep going and going and going until
No, I
good
mean that's
when it's gonna
You're gonna
take.
have to shoot. You're gonna have to shoot out his hyperdrive.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. You're gonna have to chase me in hyperspace, man.
let me get my keys. God damn it. All right.
Strap yourselves in. You gotta make the jump to hyperspace, man.
This is where the fun begins.
Yep.
All
Well,
right, Mike, take it away.
that's a wrap. Thank you, everyone, for joining Three Simple Men making their way through the galaxy. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, and come back next week for some more Star Wars, Clone Wars content. May the Force be with you, always.